Aloha friends, happy Monday, and thank you for joining me for these messages. All right, so the first thing they wanted me to do tonight was tap into the breath, the life force energy. This keeps coming up. So many people are holding their breath. They're becoming hyper focused on something and then not breathing enough throughout the day. And I keep getting this with all of my clients. It's been just about every other new client that I've had. They keep saying, breathe, stop holding your breath. So we're going to start off with just a quick little breath exercise to get us into our body. Something super simple that you can do throughout your day. And I'm just going to let them guide it. So go ahead and just, if you're seated, sit in an upright position. Make sure that your spine is straight. And then just relax through the shoulders. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then open mouth exhale. Again, just like that, take a nice deep breath in. Open mouth exhale. One more deep breath in. Open mouth exhale, relax. All right, and then we're just gonna do some alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to, you can put your fingers like this, where you have the thumb and the pinky out, and you're gonna hold one side of the nostril and breathe in through the other. And then we're gonna breathe in for 4. We'll actually hold with the nose plugged and then breathe out for 4 on the opposite side. And then we'll do it again the other way. So watch me first. I have my hands like this. Okay, and I'm gonna cover up my left side first, they're telling me. So I'm gonna breathe in through my right, plug my nose and hold, and breathe out through the left. Again, breathe in through the left, plug and hold, and breathe out through the right. Okay, we're gonna do it just like that, a couple of rounds. So go ahead and let all of the breath out. Plug that left side or right side and breathe in through the opposite nostril. Hold. Release. Again, breathe in. Hold. And release. Breathe in. Hold. And release. Breathe in, hold, and release. Keep going without my guidance. I'll do it with you. Two more, they're telling me. Go ahead and let all the energy out and just stay here in this silence for just a moment. All right, so the reason they had me do the alternate nostril breathing like this is because they're saying a lot of people are feeling out of balance right now. Also, extreme exhaustion keeps coming up. Our bodies are recalibrating and rebalancing with these higher vibrations, these big quantum shifts that we just moved through, and our bodies are catching up. So what this does, and I'm feeling a lot of clarity, hopefully you are too, but what this does is it'll bring clarity to you. It'll balance the left and right sides of the brain. It will calm the nervous system, and it'll actually energize you. It gives you a good stable balance on your energy cycle, so you can be focused, be intent, work with intent, or not necessarily work, but live your life with intent, and just have clarity of mind, because there's so much mind chatter that's clearing right now. Now, my guides came to me just in the last couple of days, and they keep telling me we are clearing the mind of social constructs. Clearing the mind of social constructs. So what that means is that we've been programmed, right, through our education system, through our medical systems, through our government systems, through family traditions, through programs that you watch on television or music that you listen to, the people that you're around. We have been programmed by all of these things. And now we're moving into a space where we're eliminating all of that programming. Whatever it means, we're eliminating it. I'll tell you something that came through for me, which was really interesting. I believe in my last channel, I had said something, and let me tell you this. I always go back and listen to what I channeled, because I often don't remember what comes through, because they just talk through me sometimes. So I went back and listened to one of the previous channels that I did, and they said something about, just because you've done it this way for this long doesn't mean that you have to continue doing it this way. So just because the education system says that this is what you're supposed to do doesn't mean that it's right for you or your body or your children or whatever that may be. Just because the medical system says this is what you're supposed to do doesn't mean that it's right for everybody. Our bodies are so unique and different. And then tradition wise, just because our families have done it, or people that we've known throughout time, it doesn't mean that it's in resonance anymore for you. And one thing for me, and this was really interesting, was typically when I wash dishes with scalding hot water. I learned from my mother, I learned from my grandmother. It just carried on through the generations. I've had friends where they're like, oh yeah, we use scalding hot water too. And I was doing that, and I was noticing some color change on my sink. And I'm like, this has to be coming from the water. There's no other place that it could be coming from. And so I finally decided to tap into it. And as I was doing it, Spirit told me, change the faucet to cold water. You should be washing your stuff with really cold water. And so I thought that was odd, but I did it. I washed the rest of my dishes in cold water, and they were super clean and they felt good. And then I went about my day, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, that's one of those things where I've always done it this way. And everyone that I know has always done it this way. And now they're telling me it's different. And I asked Spirit why, and they said, hot water out of a faucet is not natural, right? In nature, water is typically cold, or like room temperature. And if it is hot, there are hot water springs, right? The hot comes from the sulfur in the environment, and from the sun, right? So there's this energy of how do you want me to say that, Spirit? Something that's not natural, right? Like getting the hot water out of the faucet is not happening naturally. So they told me to pull back. And what's interesting about that is, for the past many months, I've been completing my showers with a really cold water, as cold as I can take it. It's like a little cold plunge for me, but it activates my system. It wakes me up. I feel super clean afterwards. And I know that I have like these dopamine and serotonin releases when that happens, that, start to move through the body and make me feel really good. So I just tapped into that, and I'm like, okay, this is one of those things. I'm going to give it a shot and see how it works. So far, it's been great. And I feel like my dishes are clean and everything is good. So I'm going to continue with that. Now, that's something unique to me. That's something that Spirit brought to me, but perhaps there's something that Spirit's been trying to bring to you. Something that they're saying, it's okay to do this differently. You don't have to do it the way that everyone else is doing it, or the way that you've done it throughout your lifetime, right? What they're bringing to mind for me is, it's like somebody saying, chronic illness runs in my family. And then you look at eating habits and exercise habits and rest habits and all of these things that we need to function. And you see that there are other things that actually run in the family that could be altering that, right? So it's making you aware of your body and what feels good for you and what resonates for you, and being open to changing that. And so what that means is that it's restructuring our mind. They're saying, they keep telling me, let go of the social constructs, let go of the social constructs. What society has built up, that matrix energy, right? Creating the diversions, whatever it is, let it go and feel into your body what feels right for you. Everyone has the power to do this. I'm no more psychic than the next person. The only difference is that I develop and work on my psychic abilities, that I make sure that when something comes up for me and it triggers me, I'm processing through it. And every time I process through it, I open up a little bit more and I become even more in tune with my intuition and more tapped into my heart. So you can do that too. And I believe that those of you that have been watching this consistently have psychic abilities. You have very high intuitions. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4. We are rising. Yes. So it's time for you to tap into that space free of fear and allow what wants to come through to come through. Okay. So what else do we have going forward into there? Okay. They're saying, shift your energy, shift your vibration. Shift your energy, shift your vibration. Okay, so what do we mean by that, Spirit? What do you mean by shift your energy, shift your vibration? Okay, they said, of course, use me as an example. Right before I sat down to do this, I was exhausted. I was so tired. And I've been trying to allow myself to rest more, but I feel like I've been resting so much lately. So I had the idea, I'll just go get a coffee and, sip a little coffee, and then I'll feel great for this channeling. And then I was driving there and Spirit was like, no, you don't need coffee. Go home. If you're really that tired, do a NSDR, no sleep, deep rest. You can do like a 10-minute session on YouTube, get that rest that you need, and then do what you need to do. Well, I came back home and I thought I was going to sit down and do NSDR. And I just started breathing and using my breath to move it through the body. And it didn't take me very long before I shifted and am in this high vibrational frequency and ready to actually get on and channel. So breath, it is so important. It is so important. And I know that, well, let me say this. They're telling me most, okay, they're like, well, maybe not most. A good portion of people take breath for granted. Yeah, I'm going to say most, because I feel like it's not something that we're grateful for every day. It's not something that, we typically, now when we're growing through something or when we've been through a tragic experience or an accident or something, automatically it's like, oh, thank God I woke up today. I'm able to breathe in this air. You can go back to that space. So we've had those moments collectively, but they're saying in general, people don't thank the life force energy enough. And life force energy is breath. It's nourishment. It's sunlight. It's getting out in the sun for 15 to 20 minutes a day. It's connecting with nature for 15 to 20 minutes a day. It's breathing in that natural life force energy that is here to help us elevate through these experiences. So, okay, obviously we know the breath work is very important, Spirit. What else do we have coming through for the next few days? Okay, so they just said, if you feel down, if you feel tired, if you feel off, if your vibration feels low, use the breath to rise up. And whatever that means for you, it can mean alternate nostril breathing like we did today. It could mean just taking some slow, deep breaths. Whatever it is that opens you up to that space. It could mean just opening up some windows and letting some fresh air flow in from outside. All right, what else do we have, Spirit? I think we've talked enough about the breath. Okay, there's lots of good things coming in. They're saying, Yes. Okay. They're saying we're opening up, we're expanding, we're able to take in more light, we're able to take in more abundance, and they want you to know that you are worthy. You are worthy of receiving. You are worthy of being in these higher vibrations. Part of the reason why we didn't rise sooner, or why we haven't gotten to that space yet, or why we go through these cycles, even they're telling me like the ups and downs, is because we haven't utilized the tools they're saying we haven't utilized the tools that are there for the breath. Again, they're telling me, okay, yes, Spirit, we got it. The breath. What else was there that was coming through? I think we got a little off tangent there. Thank you. The expansion, the self-worth, the being in your power, the being able to, knowing that you're worthy, right? Knowing that you're worthy of what's coming, of what's here, not what's coming, what's here, knowing that you're worthy. The one thing that's holding most people back from receiving right now, it's not being open. We've opened up, we've expanded, we've jumped vibrations, we've quantum shifted into higher levels. It is the worthiness. Am I worthy? So if there is anything that you need to forgive yourself for, mistakes that you've made in the past, decisions that you made that you weren't proud of, if there's anything that's coming up during this time, bring it up to the surface. I'm going to do a little channeling real quick. Specifically in the throat. Yes, that's why they're saying breath, because it's the throat, the high heart, even parts of the cosmic heart coming online. So get that air moving through there. Give yourself some forgiveness. Love yourself. Be graceful with yourself. Stop saying, I'm sorry. Right? I'm sorry is an affirmation. And so many people say it for no reason. And so I learned this, that I used to always say, I'm sorry. And I learned this a few years back, where I stopped saying I'm sorry. And I started noticing in the moment, I would say it still. I would say, oh, I'm sorry. And then I would catch myself, cancel clear that, because I'm not a sorry person. And then I would ask, is this something that I need to apologize for? And if I did, I would say, I apologize. And if I didn't, if I was just, I had like an experience where I was in a crystal store and I was looking at these beautiful crystals, and I was standing a little bit farther back, and someone came and squeezed in front of me and grabbed some crystals in front of me. And they were so close to me. It was a little uncomfortable for me because I'm typically an introvert. And I backed up and I said, oh, I'm sorry. And then in that moment, it was like, wait, cancel clear. I'm not sorry. And I don't need to apologize for existing. I don't need to apologize for being in this space. If anything, the person that came through should have apologized to me for getting so close to me when they cut me off. And here's the other part. There didn't need to be an apology from either side. There could have been a pardon me and excuse me. Okay, great. But even if they didn't say that, maybe it was an initiation for a conversation. Maybe it was like, oh, how's it going? I was looking at these crystals too. Something to spark that energy. There's a reason why we came into each other's energy in that time and place. So start to open up to that. Eliminate the words, I'm sorry, and start, and even just sorry. I know some people who have eliminated the I'm part, but they're still saying sorry. So sorry thank you, Spirit. They're saying sorry when you say it like that is an everything all around thing. Yes, you're not internalizing it, you're not affirming it for self, but you're saying it out there to everything around you. So stop with the sorry, stop with the I'm sorry. I apologize if I need to. And don't apologize for existing. Don't apologize for being you. Free yourself from that energy. All right, what else? So yes, work on the solar plexus would be really good. Specifically movement, they're saying, like, they're showing me actually a hula hoop, like somebody using a hula hoop would help with that movement. Dance moves will help with that movement. If you're into fitness, doing some kind of crunches or leg lifts will help with that movement. But there's some stagnant energy in the solar plexus that is wanting to get moving through the end of this week. They're telling me through the end of this week. And you can do that also by detoxing, you know, doing like a system flush, taking care of yourself. But they're saying specifically movement. They really want to bring in more movement for everybody. We had become a lazy society, right? And what I mean by that is a society who wants everything fast and wants to get it done. We have, you know, drive-throughs where we can drive up and get our food, or we can drive up and get our prescription, or we can drive up and get a coffee, or we can drive up and drop off our mail, right? We have all of these that exist. If we just went back to parking in the parking lot and walking in, it would already shift us so much. And I did this years back when I lost over 100 pounds, probably about like 140 was the total that I lost. And I did it. My goal was to do it naturally and to not kill myself, like working out or like eating crazy in the process. And one thing I started doing was I parked in the farthest spot away. Whenever I went somewhere, I didn't look for the closest spot. I looked for the farthest spot, and I parked there, and I walked in and I walked out. And just those few steps in and out really helped shift my energy. They helped shift my vibration. So I feel like this is coming through because there's so much energy that's coming in, and our bodies are recalibrating and moving through all of us, that they want us to start moving that energy. Get out whatever it is that you need to forgive yourself for. Get out any of these lower vibrational energies that are still attaching. Also, when you're moving, nothing in a lower vibration can attach to you. I learned this years ago. My husband and I went to Cosmic Awakening in Sedona, and one of the practitioners there, he was like a 10th generation Reiki master, amazing. And one of the things he taught us is when he would stand still talking to someone, he would sway back and forth just slightly. Sometimes you couldn't even notice he was doing it, but what he was doing was moving his energy so nothing could attach to him. And you have that same ability. So I feel like right now, with everything coming up, with all of the darkness rising, so much happening, make sure that you are getting your body moving. And especially, they're telling me, as soon as you come out of the astral, when you rise up in the AM, there's got to be some kind of movement, not just getting ready, getting in the car, sitting, driving. There needs to be more movement. Maybe you park, like I said, park far away and walk. Maybe when you rise up, go for a quick little walk around the block or do some stretches. The body needs movement. Alrighty, I think that, I did pull 2 oracle cards real quick. So I pulled these in advance. This is from the Sacred Power reading cards. And there were 2 energies that came through: Angel Assistance and Rainbow Dragon. All right, and these actually go hand in hand. They both work with that same, look at that rainbow light energy, that same energy. And the angels they're here. They're here, y'all. They're telling me, like, we're ready, we're amped up. They went through their own evolution and moving into higher vibrations, and they're ready to help again. So make sure that you're calling on your angels if you're connected to them. And then the Rainbow Dragon came through, and the Rainbow Dragon is connected to all of the elements. So the winds, the waters, the rains, the electrical storms, everything that moves through the earth, right? So get your body moving, connect with the elements, connect with the angels, ask for assistance and guidance, and breathe. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time. Adios.